Hey, how's it going? I'm filming from a sewer. Why not? So, I think the fundamental idea that I want to go after and really, I don't know, produce content over, get your help with is getting into the mindset of moving forward even when everything around us is utterly terrible, horrible. Everything's bad. Everything's bad. Government is bad. Laws are bad. Politicians are bad. Society is bad. Education is bad. Our priorities are bad. So much stuff is just awful. Climate, everything is bad. And it's easy to spiral downward with it, especially when you are bombarded with it. So, my whole thing is how do you keep moving forward, even when everything is bad? And it comes down to three things. And I want to talk about these three things and cover them. It's actually a really simple idea, but sometimes you need to hear these simple things. I need to say these simple things to remind you, to remind myself, so that we can kind of work together and keep moving forward. Let's face it, we're stuck here. All right. So let's make the best of it. First thing on the list is vent. Venting is very important. Problem is, don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck in the vent trap. Okay. And that's what so much of YouTube content is just bombarding you with is the vent. They're showing you, telling you everything that's terrible. It's horrible. And it is important to know. But it's also important not to get swallowed by it. Don't just cathartically experience someone else's venting. You vent. Find some format to let it out. Journal it, talk to someone, film it, just put it out there though. Release that energy somehow. You got to release that energy, whether you want to publicly give it or not. Just make sure it comes out of you in some format. Number two is process. Either because of or despite how terrible things are. Find an action plan, create an action plan of what you are going to do. Either you're doing it because things are terrible or you're doing it despite the fact that things are terrible. This is what you are going to do. It could be I'm going to start exercising more, or I'm going to start drawing more, or I'm going to start making more music, or I'm actually going to volunteer at this organization. Whatever it is, create an action plan. You got to make the plan. Sit down, make the plan. This is your process phase. Now let's go to number three, execute. Now that you've made the plan, now you got to do it. Don't get sucked back into the vent trap. This is where a lot of problems happen. You get either you spend the rest of your time planning and then you never get off the ground, or you get just stuck in the vent trap and you never actually execute. Give yourself, this is important, give yourself a timeline. You put in your Google Calendar if you need to. On Wednesday, I am going to whatever, go to this, meetup group on music, whatever it is, but schedule it in, make the schedule and meet it. That's your action. These three things are very important in moving forward despite how terrible everything is around you. Vent, then process, and then finally execute. Do it. So those three things, that's how you move forward even when everything around us is completely falling apart. Hope you like this. Subscribe. Let's work on this together, and we'll do this.